Are you finding it hard to say goodbye to the old you? Is there so much change going on within and without that you're finding it scary? Are you finding it hard to recognize who you are now? This is the thing, you're going through your most ultimate transformation right now. You're changing into the best version of yourself, and that is scary. That is unknown. We've been so used to our old selves. It's been so familiar. And sometimes change it's a little uncomfortable. But this is your best version yet. So it's time to start embracing who you truly are and say goodbye to who you were not. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the big one. This is you 2.0. This is the best version you will ever be. We're in a time of rebirth, renewal, this reset, this massive transformation. We're finally saying goodbye to what no longer serves us, but we're also saying goodbye to ourselves. We're saying goodbye to a person that we've known our whole fucking lives. And I know we do that on this journey. We say goodbye to people in our environment. And I've mentioned this before. The person that's been with us the longest is ourselves. And now we have to say goodbye to them. It's like, it's really, really, it's like it's pulling us in two directions. The person that we were doesn't exist anymore. And that's scary. It's really weird. You know what I mean? But it reminds me of that meme. There's a meme and there's a caterpillar and a butterfly sitting at a table. And the caterpillar goes, "Oh, you've changed." And the butterfly goes, "Yeah, but we're supposed to." This is the thing. We're supposed to change. We're supposed to evolve. But we're creatures of comfort. And we don't want to change. We're stubborn. We're like, "I'm born this way. No, you weren't. You were born a clean slate and you learned the behaviour. You can unlearn it. Jesus. I was born this way. Fuck, were you born an asshole? Sorry. No, you weren't. You know what I mean? You learned behaviour and turned into something that you weren't. You know what I mean? You learned behaviour. This is what's happening. And thankfully, as empaths, we learned the good side of things. It's only the narcissists that go the other way. But we're so stuck in our ways. We're so, I don't want to change. I'm fucking happy here. Are you fucking happy here? No, you're not. You know what I mean? I look back on my life in my 20s. And I had 2 toxic relationships in my 20s. And nothing changed. Except everything continued to fucking go wrong. And spiral downhill. Everything was bad luck. Everything was depressing. Everything was black and white. Everything was grey. I suffered from anxiety and depression. I suffered from abusive trauma through those relationships as well. And yet every day I woke up miserable. Every day it was never ending. And that's the cycle of the Matrix. It's literally like, what's the point in doing anything when it's the same shit every fucking day? What's the point in even getting up this morning when nothing's going to change? But we get stuck in that way. And then we're like, I don't know how to change. I've been this way my whole life. What am I supposed to do here? I can't change. If you say you can't change, it means you fucking won't. Because every single human being on this fucking planet can change, except for narcissists. Sorry. Every one of us can change, except for narcissists. And I don't know why. What's wrong with those people? Anyway, they have a disease and they just can't change. So do not think that you can change a narcissist, because that does not happen. Anyway, that was just a weird side note. But everyone on this planet can change if they're willing to open their minds and open their eyes to the truth. And that's what it is. We're escaping a false reality and we're entering into a new one, a real one, a one based on love and abundance and prosperity, rather than one based on fear and lack. So you're looking back now and it's so weird. You know what I mean? Like, you're not supposed to be the same person you were when you were 18. You're not supposed to be the same person you were when you were 20, when you were 30. You know what I mean? And whatever age you are, you're not supposed to be the same person you were yesterday. Because if you're any way open-minded and self-aware, every single day on this planet after you waking up, obviously my 20s, there was no fucking seeing anything because I was in such toxic clouds. So nothing did change. But once you start to awaken, if you're not learning something every day, if you're not healing something every day, you're doing something wrong. Because every day on this planet is a day to expand, a day to learn, a day to grow, a day to transform. And, you know, you're going to look back a week ago and say, I'm not the same girl I was back then, or boy, or person. Do you know what I mean? You know, like, you know, I look back on a photo, like, you know, I see measure my life in photos, obviously, we all do. But I actually went back over my Google Photos lately. And oh my God, who was she? Who was she? Like, and all the photos are post my toxic relationships. So, you know, thankfully all of them are after that. But between the gap of, you know, the very start of my awakening till now, it's just like, oh, who's your one? Who is she? There's really dark hair, right? My fringe was down to here. I could barely fucking see under it. I used to wear really dark eyeliner. It was just like, and I look at those pictures now and I'm like, oh my God, she was so scared. She was so vulnerable. She was really, really not confident. And I used to drink and take drugs back then, and it was just like, who's your one? Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't look like me at all. And, you know, I'm proud of the versions of myself. But I look back and I see such a wounded, unhealed person. And now I look at myself and I'm like, whoa. You know, I can see the transformation. And it's the eyes, isn't it? When you look at photos, you can see by somebody's eyes whether they're happy or sad. You know, you can smile all you fucking want, but you can see by your eyes whether you're happy or sad. So even look back on the old photos and you see that, you know, if you're prior to your awakening, you'll see how unhappy you really were. And that's a great reminder to see how important it is to change. Because even 6 months ago, 5 months ago, there's a photo of me from October. I look so different to now. And I'm like, oh my God. And, you know, I actually said it to my friend, I'm not that person anymore. And that reminded me of how I felt back then as well. How did I feel 5 months ago? Yes, I was a lot further on my journey, but I wasn't half as confident as I am right now. Because I had a lot more healing to do. But that's the thing. And, you know, if you say we are afraid of change, but change is inevitable once you open your mind to the truth. And it's an everyday thing. If you're not changing every single day, you're doing it wrong. I'm sorry. If you're, there's no right or wrong way to do awakening, because it's just, you know, it's just a thing. It's just happening. But if you're not evolving every day, if you're not learning something every day about yourself or about this world, what are you doing? You know what I mean? We have the world of knowledge at our fingertips. You know what I mean? If you're just mindlessly scrolling every single day and not learning, throw away your fucking phone. Get a house phone. Because it's wrecking your mind. And if you keep doing that, you're going to lose your brain. Anyway, you've got an encyclopedia at your fingertips. You don't have to go to the library. You don't have to open a fucking book. You can research the world, the universe, your existence on your phone. You can also find ways to heal yourself on your phone. So if you're not doing that every day, throw away your fucking phone. Sorry. Really triggers me why people do not, you know, use knowledge the way it should be used. But anyway, this is why it's so important to self-evaluate, introspection, self-awareness, and growth. This is all so fucking important for us to evolve. And, you know, when you're in that stubborn mindset, and, you know, this is definitely for Irish people anyway, just so fucking stubborn. You know, we don't want to change. I was born, fuck off, sorry. Like, I used to say, I was born with alcohol in my bloodstream, so therefore I'm going to drink for the rest of my life. I was born Irish, so I was born a drinker. Fuck off. No, I learned that behaviour. That's it. I do not drink anymore. And that was one of the main reasons I didn't want to give up drink ever. Like, I thought, this was before I knew I was going to give up drink. It's like, I could never give up alcohol. I'm Irish. Sorry. Fuck, like, you know what I mean? I wasn't born with alcohol in my blood. Well, you know, I don't know. There was probably alcohol in my, you know, parents when I was conceived, but you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that I was born an alcoholic. No, no. So you know what I mean? And I hate this thing. I was born this way. I was born into a fiery Latino family, so therefore I'm angry all the time. It's like, no, I was born into an angry Kiri family, but I'm able to unlearn that behavior. Do you know what I mean? It's that simple. You know, you could say I'm angry, or you could say I'm healed from my anger. You can unlearn the behavior. You can reprogram your mind. You can change into your best self. So this is it. It's that time now to say goodbye to who we once were. Because this is our ultimate transformation. And I love that it's happening now. And I think this happens every spring. But, you know, that's spring into action energy. And I just think that this time is different, though. This is different. We're on a different timeline now. We're actually really after shifting into this highest timeline. We really are. We're just stepping into the new earth. I can't fucking wait. Do you know what I mean? And so it's not the same as every other spring. But I love the synchronicity there. Spring is a time for rebirth and renewal. I love looking at the buds on the fucking flowers. Oh my God, isn't that the most beautiful thing in the whole world? I'm sorry, but I love it. It's just watching. Like, I go outside and, like, you know, I've done this last couple of years with any of my plants, with any of the trees outside. And I watch them throughout the year, and I watch them throughout summer and winter and all that. And then they lose all their leaves. And then in the springtime, there's tiny little buds coming up, and you're like, oh my God, little baby, oh, it's so cute. You know what I mean? And you just know this is fucking sign of new life, and I just fucking love it. Do you know what I mean? And it just helps me to kind of go, there's all this fucking magic happening. I just love the spring and summer, as you can see. But with this spring energy, the equinox energy, this eclipse portal, and, you know, the new moon coming up, it really is that heightened energy of rebirth. We're rising from the fucking ashes like a fucking phoenix. Oh my God, sorry, I curse extra when I get passionate. So you'll have to excuse me there. Oh, I'm really excited. I don't know what it is. I just love the energy of rebirth. I fucking love it. It just, you know, I'm looking at a plant right now, and this plant, you know, the whole year round, you know, you're kind of watching it wondering, is it going to die? Is it going to die? Like, and then obviously during the winter, the flowers fall off, and it's just like, oh my God, is it ever going to go back again? And, you know, you're barely watered, and you don't even know if you're doing it right. And then all of a sudden, all the spring flowers start coming back, and you're like, yes, it survived. We survived. Anyway, that was a weird side up. But anyway, this is it. We're after surviving this awakening. We're after surviving so many dark nights of the soul. We're after surviving these fucked up timeline shifts. You know what I mean? You know what? We're after surviving, escaping from the fucking Matrix. Woo, motherfuckers! Sorry, but you know what I mean? We're really, really after surviving. I don't know why I'm so weird today. I'm obviously in a really good mood. When I'm in a good mood, I get weird. Anyway, but this is the time of proper, just grabbing the bull by the fucking balls. Sorry, horns. Sorry. You know what I mean? Grabbing life by the balls, just going forward, just go. Go. You know what I mean? There's so much opportunity here. And you know what I had the picture of this morning? We're already in the highest timeline. We're already after transforming into our best selves. Do you know, all we have to do now is so the mold has been molded. What the fuck did you call that? Sculpted. There you go. Well, the mold has been created anyway. So you're actually just painting on the finishing touches. How you want, like, you know, that quote, you know, the day I fell apart was beautiful because I was able to put the pieces back together the way they were always supposed to be. So you're after recreating yourself into who you were always supposed to be. Now that's the magic of this transformation. You know what I mean? That's completely saying goodbye to who you were not. And it's embracing who you truly are. And we're at this moment where we're actually saying goodbye to who we weren't. And now we're about to jump into this massive, massive awakening, massive beginning, massive transformation. We're rising from those ashes. Isn't that just so beautiful? It's just beautiful. Like, you're like that bud in the tree, and you're like, oh my God, you're going to blossom. Oh my God, it's going to be beautiful. You're going to be that caterpillar turning into that butterfly. That amazing, you know. And that's it, like, you know, the caterpillar thought its life was over right before it became a butterfly and sprouted its wings. You know what I mean? It goes something like that. So many caterpillar ones, you know what I mean? A caterpillar has to go through so much darkness before it can become a butterfly. That's what we had to do. We spent our life in darkness. We thought there was no way out. And now, you know, you're spreading your wings, you're about to fly because you're in this new reality. You are your best self. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh my God, it's so fucking beautiful. Do you know what I mean? So even look back on a photo from a couple of weeks ago or a month ago or 5 months ago, a year ago. Even look back 10 years ago if you have ones back then. You know what I mean? And see the transformation. And tell me now, after looking at those photographs, that you can change. Because you're going to see a lot of change in the last 10, 5, 1 year, 6 months. You are. You're going to see so much transformation, so much difference. And look at your eyes. That's the secret. You know, you're going to see by your eyes how much growth. You know what I mean? Like, I nearly show you a picture someday of one of my older pictures. I looked like I was fucking 10 years older than I am now, back in my 20s. And it was really dark and she looked really, really wounded. And like, you know, look at me now, I'm just so bright and vibrant. You know what I mean? It's completely different. And I look younger than I did. So it's amazing to see that, especially if you've been through trauma or toxic relationships or anything like that. You're going to see your unhealed version compared to your healed version. And that's something to be really grateful for. I did a video yesterday celebrating the inner you. And that's something we need to be grateful for with our inner selves. That hard work, that really, really, really fucking hard work got us to where we are now. So this is your ultimate transformation. This is your moment. And everything you ever wanted is right here and it's right now. So use this week wisely with this portal we're in. Use it for clearing out any clutter, completely saying goodbye to that old version of you, of your environment, you know, just clearing out anything that's keeping you stuck. Excuse me. And slowing you down. Jump into action. Spring into action. Say goodbye to that. Say thank you to the old versions of you, because there was many. And every version of you got you further along in your journey. So say thank you to them, but say goodbye, because they no longer exist anymore. You're standing in your highest version, your best self. You're putting the finishing touches on, and you're in your highest timeline. So everything you have ever wished for is right here waiting for you. You just have to let go. The final release. And that's another thing. We're going through a lot of final purges. So I've said before, this is a quick note before I end, is just we heal in layers. And each layer actually gets harder, but easier. I don't know if that makes sense. So the first layer is small and it's based on our level of wounding. So we're still wounded, we're still traumatized. So we heal a little bit. That makes us a bit stronger for the next bit. And the next bit is a little bit bigger, but we're a bit stronger. So the final release is huge fucking mungus. So it's like all the other releases boiled into one. But you're so strong now that you're able to let it, you know, to properly, fully let go once and for all. So if you are going through a little bit of, say, emotional release at the moment, if there's a lot of stuff from your past resurfacing for healing and it's deep, that's because it's the final release. And all of that has to go because it can come with us into the highest timeline. So know that it is temporary and you're actually out the worst of the worst of the worst. You're actually out the better side. So know that with this final release, you're done. You know, you're done in those aspects anyway. You know, I think we will always continue to be healing. I think that's the most beautiful thing about this journey, is that we'll always discover stuff about ourselves. But when we go into this new timeline, the new earth, we can't bring fear, we can't bring greed, we can't bring lack, we can't bring poverty consciousness, we can't bring low vibrational energy. That cannot exist. So this is the final purge of all that shitty stuff so that we can jump into this purest version of ourselves. So it's all for our highest good. It's that final release. This week is going to be heavy with the energies and retrograde and all that kind of stuff as well. So just take it easy with yourself. You might be feeling a little bit exhausted, vivid dreams, altered sleep patterns. They're the big ones that we've been going through lately. Body aches is another one. Blurred vision, I was thinking about as well. What else? Headaches, stuff like that. Tummy issues, just other little things like that are just our body's way of purging all that toxin out of our system. But yeah, just embrace you. Take that extra rest. Get plenty of water into you. you know, be kind to yourself through this transition, because I know change is scary. I know it is. You know what I mean? But we're in the best change of our lives. You know what I mean? This is the best one. So it's going to be so much more magical than you could ever imagine. So trust that. And trust yourself through this. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I would love nothing more than to help on your path.